Hello and welcome to Sacred Journeys Ireland. My name is Vicky Flanagan, and for today we're going to enjoy a guided meditation to support us in the feeling of loneliness. And loneliness, the energies at the moment feel quite intense. And one of the themes that I feel like is coming up again and again, and it feels super heightened, is loneliness. And it's getting worse and worse. And there's research that shows that loneliness is as bad or as worse than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Um, Anything like social isolation, even living alone, even though I think I think that's great. But that sense of loneliness can really impact us on a physical level, even our immune system, our cardiovascular health, and as well as our mental health. So it can lead to depression and anxiety and even cognitive decline. So it's a really serious issue. And even like countries like the UK and Japan have appointed a minister for loneliness. So it is an epidemic and no one seems to know what to do. Um, it's not as simple as put yourself out there, just get out more and you'll feel better. Sometimes that helps, and it's always important to put yourself out there into making an effort to making these connections. But it's not always that simple. So there's definitely key factors that are going to play a role in it from, our technology usage, especially social media, not so much used for connection and creation, but rather when we're scrolling and it becomes doom scrolling as well. I'm sure there was implications from COVID, including remote working, and just simply not feeling part of a community, not feeling seen, not feeling loved or valued in any area of life. It doesn't have to be all the whole thread of your life. It could just be one part of your life as well. So, this loneliness epidemic is really attached to our longing to connect, our longing for connection. And what can happen is when we feel lonely, it's likely there's a fear that's there because our longing for connection is so strong and it's so human as well as it is spiritual and divine. We're built for connection as human beings. And maybe the way our society is set up or the way our life is set up currently, it can bring in a fear of the future, a fear, anxiety of like, that's never going to happen. I'm never going to be able to change this. And that's where these feelings of like even depression can come in. And even our subconscious mind. So if you've ever felt deeply lonely, and again, it can be you can be in a big group of friends and have like 10, 15 people there and still feel deeply lonely. Just like you can be on your own, even in nature, or sitting down with your dog and feel so loved and not like you're on your own at all. So the subconscious beliefs that can come up can be repressed fears, thoughts or beliefs and emotions. So we can have thoughts like, no one loves me, no one wants me, no one wants to be my friend, I'm always on my own, I'll always be on my own. And these thoughts, if we run with them, they can really take over. And so what's something as beautiful as a longing for connection, which I really feel is obviously deeply human because we have these physical bodies built for connection, but also on a soul level where we are um, supposed to be in community, doing doing life together. Um, so we could look back on how we used to live 40 years ago, 80 years ago, maybe that's too far, but we could look back and we lived probably in small villages or towns and we were very close to family and we relied on our neighbors and the extended family members. There was a sense that people were looking out for one another. And, now most of us live in cities or we have a little bit more social isolation than we had before. And also, we don't live as close to the land as we used to. We don't grow our own food, for example. Most of us don't anyway. And we have to go to the supermarket, and if you want organic, you might have to buy it and it's flown in from Peru or Ethiopia or somewhere else. So it's my opinion, and I'm sure it's um widely kind of accepted, but I'm sure other people would agree. But our level of sense of loneliness is, I think, conducive. It is on par with the level of disconnection that we have, not only from each other or ourselves, but from the earth. And the pain of that disconnection manifests as loneliness. And again, that's just my opinion. So I invite you into a meditation where we're going to welcome loneliness. We're going to welcome the emotions and even the thoughts that it brings up. And we're going to get curious and what wisdom is behind the loneliness. Because when we heal and we tend to the really tender parts that are calling for our attention, like these repressed emotions that might be really challenging to do on your own. But when you have a guide like myself and we're doing this in community, we can welcome those painful parts up. And again, the beliefs that are attached to it. Once we get to heal them and release them, then the wisdom can come in. Then we have this sense of safety, connection to connect with not only ourselves, but the earth, even our guides, angels. The truth is, we are never alone. We are always, always walking with our ancestors. And again, I said our spiritual team, Mother Earth, the divine, and our own inner wisdom, our own essence of who we are. So, from that space, this longing for connection has a bit of wisdom for you. It's asking you to do something with it. And from this space of more empowerment and a space of connection, we can start to co-create how we want to feel, what we want to see our world, how we want to restructure our world. And it might seem super small, but it's always in the small details and it's always one step at a time. So let's just get curious and see what wants to come up. So I invite you to close your eyes. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths to bring us into a meditative space. So you can take a deep breath into your nose and out your mouth. Another deep breath in and one last deep breath in. So for this meditation, we're going to co-create a container to bring us together as community and also help us to remain individuated. So let's imagine there's a big, beautiful bubble, and this bubble is grounded and connected to Mother Earth. It has its own universal cord connecting to the cosmos. So it's resource and it's stable. So everyone here watching this live or recording, you're welcome to step energetically into this bubble. And as you do, imagine that you welcome in your guardian angels and you welcome in your spirit guides. We're going to set the intention that any painful or challenging emotions and beliefs that are rooted in our subconscious or the shadow, they're welcome. They're welcome to come up and be held and loved and released back into the earth. We're going to set the intention that wherever the thread of loneliness is running through our being or our life, that it gets to be illuminated, that we get to bring healing to that space, that part of us that needs this healing. And we get to listen to and resonate with its wisdom. We're going to welcome in the spark of inspiration and creativity. We're going to welcome in the energy of hope. And we're going to set the intention in this alchemical process to transform what might feel very painful into something that can be our greatest gift, something that can lead us on the next step of our purpose and our path, helping us to build community, to feel empowered, to deepen our connection with ourselves, our true selves, as well as our body, as well as the earth and our own spirit team. So we're going to set the intention to unlock more compassion and wisdom. We're going to welcome in miracle energy. We're going to welcome in lots of blessings, spiritual gifts and downloads that are ready to come in. And all you have to do to receive is to say yes. So in your mind, just take a moment to call on your guides, your inner wisdom, and your angels. And you're going to ask them to intervene. You're going to ask them for their help or their assistance with something in your life. And maybe this is something to do with feeling lonely, wanting to connect with your soul tribe, meet a partner, find a job where you just love your teammates. Whatever that might be, you can just say your prayer in your own mind now. And just imagine now that the earth and the universe just flood in all of this wisdom and healing energies, insights into our container. And they just love up all of your intentions and prayers. So now you can bring your awareness to your personal aura. We're going to refresh our grounding cord. So imagine from the core of the earth, you call up a grounding cord and it travels through the soil and attaches to the bottom of your feet. And just setting the intention to connect with Mother Earth, just allowing the meridians, the channels in the feet to open and welcome up that unconditional love and support from the earth. Let it fill your body, fill your aura. We're going to welcome in universal energy, so golden light from the sky, from the cosmos is going to flow from above to attach to the top of your aura, into the crown. And this beautiful light is going to flow through your aura. And just like the sun, it's going to start to burn away any energy that doesn't belong to you. We're going to recall our authentic energies. So using a symbol that represents your authentic energy. So that might be a star, for example. And just imagine this star sitting at the edge of your aura. And your guides are going to help you to recall your authentic energies back into that symbol. Fragments of your soul, fragments of your identity called back into that symbol to be blessed, healed, updated to who you are now and empowered. And you imagine now that your guides take this symbol beneath your feet and beam in your authentic energies, filling in any spaces or gaps where energies were released. So when we talk about loneliness, we're going to allow the body to speak first. So allow your awareness to flow to wherever in the body is lighting up right now. When we think about loneliness, where do we feel it in the body? How does it feel? Does it feel tight? Like, is it tight in the chest, or do you feel like tension? Just get a sense of what it feels like. We're going to welcome earth energy up to this space in the body. So you don't have to hold this energy on your own. The earth can hold it with you. And we're going to just notice if there's any resistance or tension around this part of the body. And we're going to look to it and say, thank you for working so hard to keep me safe. Thank you for trying to protect me. But I'm ready now. I'm ready to grow beyond this. And I have the skills and I have the support. And just watch as that tension or that resistance melts back into the earth. So notice what was underneath that resistance or that tension. What emotion is there? Does it feel like loneliness, or is a new emotion showing up like sadness or grief, a different kind of emotion? Is it fear, hopelessness? So just notice if this emotion had a color, what would that color be? If it had a shape, what would the shape be? And does it have a texture? So we're going to work with this emotion outside the body. So let's imagine in front of you there's a big bubble, and this bubble has its own grounding cord and it has its own universal cord. So it's stable, it's not going anywhere. And we're going to invite this emotion into the bubble. So we're going to imagine that we inhale it up. And then whenever you're ready, you can exhale it into the bubble. And notice if this emotion wants to be bigger. Sometimes we have repressed emotions and we stuff them down really small, but they actually feel bigger than us. So allow this emotion to be as big as it actually is. Allow it to grow and grow and grow, to be fully expressed. And when we look at this emotion in the bubble, there's probably going to be pictures that come up, moments in time, memories. Allow those pictures, if there are any, to flow in front of you. So you're watching like a movie or different moments in time. And as you're looking at these pictures, notice if there's like a belief or a thought pattern that runs through these. What's the story that's going on here? We're going to allow our subconscious mind to open and to start to release limiting beliefs, any even core values, programs, or negative thoughts that no longer align with you, that are not authentically yours. Just allow them to flow into that bubble, just with your intention. So we're going to just wash over these pictures with some cosmic energy. So that golden light is going to flow over these pictures. It's going to begin to heal them, completely embrace them until they're fully healed and fully completed. And we're going to watch as they burst into light. We're going to bring our awareness now back to this bubble where the emotion, these beliefs are held. We're going to just get a quick intuitive read. And we're just going to ask how much of the energies in the bubble are my authentic energies? And see what percentage you get. And you can also ask how much of the energies in the bubble are ancestral? How much of them are familial? How much of these energies belongs to the collective? How much of it is societal? So we're going to set the intention to begin to release energies from the bubble back into Mother Earth, anything that is not authentically yours. So anything that's societal gets to be released. Anything that's ancestral gets to be released. Familial energies get to be released back into the earth to be composted or redistributed. And we're going to ask that our guides leave us with energies that are only our authentic energy. So notice how the bubble looks now. Notice if this emotion has gotten smaller, changed shape, maybe it's a different color now. And a lot of the time, these beliefs are created when we're very young, so in early childhood. And maybe some of you got some pictures, memories of when you felt alone or when this emotion was really strong. So what I want you to do is imagine that your younger self can see you now, whatever age is most prominent. Maybe you're just a young child and you're going to give this child a tour of your life. You're going to show them where you live, what your room is like, what country you live in. Maybe you live in a different country than when you were born. Show them where you work. Maybe if you've got like hobbies or things that you love to do, even places in nature that you love to visit. You can even show them, even if it's just one person, people in your life that you feel safe with, that you can talk to, that you can be yourself with. And maybe that is a pet. Maybe it's not just people, but it's pets. Maybe it's the land and sacred sites or trees and flowers. Maybe you can show your younger self things that you love to do on your own. Maybe writing or painting or going for walks, watching the sunrise. You can even show them other young people in your life. So if you've got children or nieces, nephews, and how much you love them. And you're just letting them know that you're safe now. They're safe. That no matter, they don't need to feel alone because you're not going anywhere and you'll never leave them. And they'll always have you. And you've been able to create a whole life for yourself. So you're very capable of looking after them. So together, let's wash over these energies and offer healing. So let's bring in earth energy to wash over the bubble that's full of this emotion and beliefs. They get to receive this nourishing earth energy. And the earth's going to move through anything that's dense or stuck. We're going to wash over with the element of water. Could be any body of water that feels really good. We're going to wash over with the element of fire. And the element of wind. It's going to wash over this bubble, these energies. And then imagine a whole rainbow of frequencies gets to pour into this bubble, into these energies. And this emotion gets to be held and loved and cared for fully and completely. It gets to ask for whatever they need and whatever they want from the earth and from the universe. We're going to bring in that golden cosmic light to infuse this bubble, allowing all of these energies to be fully healed, fully completed, and we're going to watch now as they burst into light. So now just bringing awareness back to the body, back to your aura. We're going to refresh our grounding cord and bring up a brand new grounding cord, connecting to Mother Earth, allowing it to connect to the bottom of your aura and your feet. And again, see if you can allow yourself to receive even more unconditional love and support from the earth. The earth has so many beautiful resources. And just allow yourself to say yes to receiving them. Imagine that you can place a magnet in front of you and a magnet behind you to release energies. Anything that's not authentic to you. Anything that's getting kicked up, especially if it feels triggering to receive from the earth, allow those energies to be released. Just make all this beautiful space. Receive the earth's permission to connect, to be here, to use her resources, and just feel how delighted and how much she's celebrating that you're here. How excited she is that you want to connect, that you're open for connection. And just allow this beautiful earth energy to flow everywhere in the body, especially where it's needed. Maybe there's pockets that felt that loneliness, that void. We're going to allow the earth to fill these spaces with unconditional love. Wherever energies were released, where that emotion was once stored, bring that beautiful earth energy up to that energy center. And let's just get curious. That emotion, there was wisdom in that emotion. So we're just going to invite the wisdom of whatever that emotion was, the wisdom of loneliness. It's trying to bring us somewhere, lead us somewhere. So we're just going to notice if there's any sparks of curiosity, creativity, ideas. Underneath that emotion, what was the core need that was not met at the time? Was it to feel safe or loved? Was it to feel validated, accepted? So if, for example, it was to feel safe, notice what safety looked like as a child. And allow that core need to update to you now as an adult. What does that look like for you? How would that need feel now? So give yourself full permission to allow Mother Earth to fully meet this core need now. Just imagine that beautiful earth energy flowing up through the earth core, through the body, to wherever that core need is, and allow it to be 100% met. We're going to bring in a whole rainbow of frequencies to pour in through your crown and your mind's eye. And your guides and your angels are going to start to offer an upgrade for your mind's eye, the lens in which you see the world. And here you're going to get updates. You're going to begin to see the world through the eyes of connection, opportunities for connection, for building community, for being a good friend, a good partner. So where we once saw loneliness, we're going to begin to see more opportunities for connection. So just allow that blessing to come in for your mind's eye and just say yes internally for these upgrades to happen. Allow that rainbow of frequencies to pour into the throat chakra, your heart center, your solar plexus, the lower belly, all the way into the root. We're going to give each of your energy centers full permission to be loved and cared for, to ask for whatever they need and whatever they want from the earth and from the universe. We're going to give your energy centers and your entire aura full permission to begin to heal, evolve, and awaken. We're going to recall our authentic energies using that symbol. At the edge of your aura, your guides are going to help you call home fragments of your soul and your identity. They're going to bless, heal, and update your energies to who you are now. And then beam them in from the bottom of your feet all the way up to the top of your head, just taking your time to fill in spaces and gaps. So now we're going to welcome in any blessings that are ready to come in, spiritual gifts, downloads, even new skills, talents, abilities that will support you. And this is all for your highest and greatest good at the perfect time. There might even be what we deem miracles coming in as well. So just saying yes to that. We're going to allow this healing to update our aura. So imagine that we get to reset our belief system. We get to update our self-concept. This work is going to heal and evolve our relationships. We get to reset our boundaries. Imagine we send all this beautiful healing energy back in time to younger versions of you, so that younger versions of you get to receive this healing and this support and unconditional love. We're going to send this beautiful healing energy back in time throughout our family and our lineage. And anyone that would love to receive it can put up their hand, and we're going to wash over them with this healing light, this energy. So now that we've offered healing to the past, we've evolved the past, we're going to allow that to heal and evolve our current reality and send this healing forward in time so that we get to align with our most beautiful and aligned future timeline. We can imagine now that we're back in our sacred container. We're going to offer gratitude and blessings to Mother Earth and the universe, our own guides and angels, thanking them for their help and support. And as we bless them, they bless us right back. So we're going to step out of the container. We're going to offer this bubble, this container out into the universe as a gift for any being that wants to feel loved, that wants to heal their loneliness and other emotions, and wants to feel connected. One last time, let's refresh our grounding cord, bring up a brand new grounding cord. We're going to send each other's energy back to one another, releasing energies. Recall your authentic energy from other people's space. And your guides are going to bless, heal, and update your energies, empowering them, beaming them in. So whenever you're ready, you can take your time to blink your eyes open. Maybe take in a deep breath, bringing you back into the room. So I hope this was supportive. And if anybody needs any further support, be that one-to-one, energy healing sessions, feel free to reach out, or you can go on my website, sacredjourneysireland.com. So thanks so much for being here.